Hi, welcome to your yoga practice. This practice is not just for beginners, it's also for someone that maybe doesn't have time for a long practice, but you still want to be committed to your daily practice, or maybe for someone who just needs to get into the body and do some mindful breath and movement together. So we're going to start standing. So come up standing on your 2 feet about hips distance. So not your outer hips, but your hip bones. You'll look down. You'll notice that your feet are really straight and connected. You'll release the hands down next to your sides. So Tadasana, mountain pose. Close your eyes. And then start to feel the connection of your feet. So all edges of the feet are connected and pressing down. Start to feel your inner arches and your inner thighs pressing towards each other isometrically. The tailbone will lengthen down. The pubic bone will lift a little bit so the lower belly is connected. The spine stretches up towards the sky. Shoulder blades press down into the ribs. The neck is long. And then bring the chin back a little so the ears are right on top of the shoulders. So not down, but just back. And then start to feel this really tall, still, and really stable mountain pose, Tadasana. Feel the breath moving in through the nostrils and moving down into the belly as you inhale. And as you exhale, letting it leave the belly and out through the nostrils again. So just bringing your awareness to this flow of breath. Now you can keep the eyes closed or open. You're going to reach the arms up. So Urdhva Hastasana, palms can face the center like you're holding a beach ball. Relax the shoulders down. You can also look up and touch all 10 fingertips ever so gently if that feels okay for you. If your shoulders feel tight, just keep the hands separated. Keep breathing, keep getting as tall as you can with that really strong, stable connection of the legs. And then slowly bring the arms down. Now, if you can, lift your heels up, come onto your tippy toes, and then slowly bring the arms up, touch the fingers, and then slowly come back down and bring the heels down and the hands down. So we'll move this way now. If it's a little challenging to come onto your toes for whatever reason, don't do it. Okay, so we'll link breath to movement. As you inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, bring the arms down. And continue this movement, distributing the breath evenly. So as soon as your fingertips touch, the inhale finishes. And then as you exhale, let the hands touch the legs as soon as the exhale is done. So continue just a couple more times. Okay, so reconnect into the legs, relax the shoulders back. We will do the same movement, but we're going to twist to the right with each exhale and to the left. So we'll do the first one nice and slow. As you inhale, reach the arms up. Option to lift the heels. As you exhale, turn the torso and then release the hands down and let the hands touch the legs. And as you inhale, reach the arms up and turn the torso forward, touch the fingers. Exhale, turn to the left. And try and keep your hips facing forward, so just the upper spine is turning. Inhale, reach up, touch the fingers. Exhale, exhale, exhale until the hands touch. And one more time, inhale. Touch the fingers and exhale to the left. Inhale, reach the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. And then exhale, Tadasana. Just bring the hands down back at your side. So we'll move into Uttanasana, so a forward bend. So open up the feet wider than your hips here, and then start to bend the knees, send the tailbone back, and then slowly fold forward. Now, notice that your feet are straight. This variation is called ragdoll pose. And let the fingers touch. So bend the knees as much as you need to let the fingertips touch at least, or even onto blocks. So the feet are really connected here, but notice that the weight shifts like 10% into the front part of the foot, just a little bit. Keep sending your sit bones up even though your knees are bent, and let the belly touch the thighs. And just breathe deeply here with a really heavy head. You can turn the head a little left and right. If you wish, you can grab your elbows. And again, keep the knees bent so it really just releases the lower back. You're getting a really nice stretch for your spine. And now release the hands down if they are not already. And then bend the knees and come into a table pose. In table pose, you will spread the fingers nice and wide. The shoulders will be right over the wrists, and the hips will be right over the knees. So feel the tops of the feet down. Feel each and every finger engaged and the palms engaged here. Start to lift the tailbone up towards the sky. Look forward and then roll the shoulder blades back. So this is Marjariyasana and Bithalasana is what we're going to do, which is cat-cow pose. So this is cow pose. So take a moment here, really feeling the sternum pulling forward and the tailbone moving up towards the sky. And then on your exhale, you will round the tailbone, bring the chin towards the chest, and bring the belly button up towards the spine, and really push the ground away. Keep breathing here, really stretching into the upper back. And now let's put movement and breath together. So as you inhale, tailbone to the sky, chest drops, pulls forward. Exhale, back into cat pose, chin to chest, tailbone in. And continue with this movement. Notice that the breath finishes at the peak of the pose, and that you're distributing the breath evenly through the movement. So trying not to hold on to breath. And then after you finish your last one, come back into neutral. Take the right foot, bring it forward, knee right on top of heel. You can grab blocks if you have them. Otherwise, just bring your hands onto your knees and lift the torso up. So the shoulders will be right over the hips here. Now, if this is a lot on your front left hip, you can just bring the hip back so it's above the left knee, the back knee, and then just bring the right foot forward. So this just might be perfectly enough for you. The tailbone is long. If you have a little bit more flexibility in the front left hip, you'll scoot the front foot and bend the front knee right on top of the heel. So please just keep the knee on top of the heel, not forward of the ankle. Now, lift your arms up and let your palms face inward. Push the shoulders down. This is Anjaneyasana. So feel that your feet are glued to the ground, but your torso and your arms are reaching up towards the sky. Shoulder blades relaxed. Take a breath in and out. Now, Ardha Hanumanasana. You can bring the hands onto the knees, send the tailbone back, and lift the front toes. You can also bring the hands down onto the ground or onto blocks here, whatever feels comfortable. So sending the pelvis back and the sternum forward. You can keep a soft bend in your knee. I like to use my fingertips to help pull the sternum forward. And if you like to take a couple little bounces, if that feels good, you can do that too. Now we'll link the movement and the breath together. So as you inhale, bring the front foot down, bend the knee, reach the arms up, Anjaneyasana. And as you exhale, send the hips back, Ardha Hanumanasana. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Really press into the feet and lift the chest. Exhale, Ardha Hanumanasana, sternum forward. And one more time. Inhale and exhale. Rebend the front knee. Come back into table pose. And then take the left foot and bring it forward. And we'll do that all over again on this side. So front knee on top of the heel. Bring the hands onto the knee and then lift the torso. And then see if you need to take any adjustments, lining up hips and knees. Again, front knee right on top of heel. Feel the connection of both feet down into the mat. And then slowly reach the arms up. And then again, relax the shoulders down, lengthen the neck. Just breathe. You can start to gaze up if it feels good, or just keep gazing forward. Now, Ardha Hanumanasana. Bring the hands to the knees, send the hips back, lift the toes, and then see if you want to bring the hands down onto the mat. Soft bend in the front knee, but keep pushing the pubic bone back and the tailbone back and the sternum and shoulders, well, the sternum forward and the shoulder blades back. And then we'll link both poses, breath to movement. So inhale, slowly bend the front knee, reach the arms up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, Ardha Hanumanasana. Hips back, sternum forward. Inhale. Exhale. And one more time, inhale. And exhale. And then slowly come back into a table pose, and we will have a seat on your heels just for a moment. Close the eyes. Nice tall spine. Now come laying down onto your back. Setu Bandha Sarvangasana, so bridge pose. You're going to bring your feet close to your hips and then let your feet stay about hips distance apart. Okay, if your knees are feeling a little tight or not feeling so great, you can open up the feet a little bit wider. Let the palms touch the ground. Let each and every fingertip touch the ground, and then press the outer shoulders into the ground. And let the natural curve of your lower back just take its stance there, and just start to breathe into the belly. Really connecting into all edges of the feet and all edges of the palms. Now on your next in-breath, press into the feet and lift the hips. Press into the outer shoulders. And as you exhale, come all the way back down, nice and slowly. And now continue this movement. So as you inhale, you're distributing the breath evenly so you're at the peak of the pose. And then exhaling slowly until the tailbone touches right at the end of the breath. And just feel that your feet are connected, your inner arches are connected, and they're not lifting. So the entire circumference of the foot is connected. Now on your next inhale, you're going to lift the hips and the arms and bring the arms all the way up and back behind your head. Let the backs of the hands touch, and then exhale, come all the way back down. Again, watching and synchronizing the breath and the movement. So just listening to the breath, the texture of the breath. You're just keeping awareness around the whole body, the movement, and the breath. And on your next exhale, bring everything down. And you'll turn to one side and just press yourself up. So you want to turn to the side, use your hand to press yourself up, and you'll extend the legs forward for Paschimottanasana, a seated forward fold. If your lower back feels a little rounded, you can grab onto a pillow and maybe sit on a pillow to help elevate the hips and bring them a little bit forward. You will have your feet about hips width distance, and bring the hands onto the hips. So send the tailbone back and the pelvis back a little bit, or the sit bones back. Keep the knees nice and soft, flex the feet, and then slowly, with a nice open sternum, start to walk the hands forward. Now your hands can be placed gently next to the legs on the mat. You can grab the ankles if you want and then pull your heart forward, so your sternum pulls forward and your shoulder blades go back down. Otherwise, you can grab your toes. And if you need to bend the knees a little bit, bend them. Pull the sternum forward, send the tailbone and the pubic bone back behind you. Tuck the chin a little, look in between your legs, and just breathe fully. Send the breath into every part of the torso. See if you can relax a little tension on the exhale. Find out where it's hiding. And then very gently roll yourself up. We're going to come back to laying down on our backs. For Ardha Pavanmuktasana, so a half wind removing pose, you're going to bring your right knee towards your right armpit, and you can interlace the hands on top of the knee or just place them on the shin and the knee. So not towards the chest, but towards the armpit, so it's moving a little to the right. Lift the head and notice that the hips are both down and the shoulder blades are both down, and look at your left foot. Flex it. And then let your inner thigh of this left foot go down so your foot is straight and it's not leaning over to the left and opening up this hips, okay? And then bring the head back down. And you can put the head on a pillow or a block if you feel that the chin is moving up towards the ceiling. And really pull the knee. So imagine that the left heel is being pulled forward, and then the right knee and the head is being lengthened, and pulled in the other direction. Trying not to lean to the right. Now bring the right foot down, keep it bent, bring the left knee towards the left armpit, and then straighten the right foot. And again, you'll look at your right foot just to see that it's flexed and the inner thigh is rolling down. The left knee towards the left armpit. Let both shoulder blades touch the ground. Just breathe deeply into the belly. And then from here, bring the foot down, bend both knees for Ardha Kapotasana. So this is a reclined pigeon pose. So you'll take your left foot, bring it on top of your right knee, flex that foot. Now, this might just be enough for you and you already feel it in your left hip. Great. Stay here, breathe into the belly. Otherwise, bring the right knee towards your chest, and you can put your left hand in between the legs and your right hand comes behind the knee. You can interlace the hands behind the knee and start to pull that right knee into the chest. Keep flexing this left foot because it protects your knee, your left knee. So relax the shoulders down, just deep breaths into the belly. And just taking notice where tension is hiding. A lot of times in this pose, it hides in the jaw, in the neck. It hides in one of the toes. So just do a little scan and notice where you can release tension on the out breath. Now bring the foot down and then switch sides. So now the right foot comes on top of the heel. Again, flex it to protect the knee. Bring the left knee in towards the chest if this feels good. Interlace the hands behind the knee or on top of the knee. And then keep the shoulder blades touching. Let the hips be even so you're not leaning towards one side. And just body scan on this side. Notice if there's a difference. Notice that the breath is full, and just releasing tension wherever it's hiding on this side. So every exhale is an opportunity to release. And then bring that foot down and straighten the legs. Take the arms over the head, take a nice huge stretch. And then bring the knees into the chest, hug the knees, lift the head, and maybe touch your forehead towards the knees. And then come into the final pose, which is Shavasana, corpse pose or dead man's pose. It marks the death of our practice. I'm going to leave you in this pose, but I'll set you up. So open up the legs even wider than the mat if that feels good. Same with the arms. Palms will face up for energy, or if maybe you want to receive something, a message or something yummy. I don't know what yummy means, but you can turn the palms down if you're feeling a little bit in your head already and you want to just get grounded and just imagining the earth and roots and tree roots, down into the ground as you really, really send your energy down that way. And then you'll release the muscles, the bones, and you'll even release the breath. So you don't need to control anything. Every exhale, you release, you melt down, sink down. Let all the facial muscles release, the jaw, the tongue, the cheeks, the eyes, the eyebrows. And just stay in this moment, just trying to keep the mind here in the presence of the body and the breath versus thinking about other things. So every time the mind wanders, bring it back to the breath, the body, in this moment. I will leave you here, and when you feel ready, you'll slowly, gently come out of the pose. And if you liked this video, you can let me know by hitting the like button. And thanks for being here today. Namaste.